Are we
Okay,
live?
we live.
Hey! Hey,
Hey,
hey everybody. Hey, my girl Shay.
hey. Finally seeing my face in person.
Right. They probably like, who is this girl who just on this thing just going
Right.
in, talking facts?
And I think the last time I had a picture of my dog or my mama dog. Yeah, my mama dog.
Both. You had one of yourself, both different dogs, all of that.
Just kept changing. I was like, man, I gotta get on camera.
And
Cause
here
I
we
feel
are.
like it's unprofessional to do it. If I want to take this seriously, it's unprofessional not to be on camera.
Right.
So
I understand.
it's me trying to do better.
So I reached out to you, right, girl?
Uh-huh.
And I know the situation. I hated
Yeah.
it. I witnessed it to an extent because I ain't in your shoes completely. But I seen enough to where I knew for a fact this was not cool. It was just horrible.
Yep.
So today's live stream is about the workforce politics. And Shay here, her and I had worked at the same job for a long time together.
Uh-huh.
And I witnessed the politics that were affecting her on what was they was doing to her, especially with her. I feel like being in a wheelchair, it was just so unfair. So I'm gonna hand the mic to you, Shay, and you tell them exactly, you know, how it all started.
Okay. Well, okay. The part on how it started was it used to be hard for me because at first I didn't know like what happened. But looking back, now that you know how it is when now that you're not in the situation, you can 2020 is hindsight. Hindsight is 2020, that's the phrase. But it started out, I remember, okay, we got a new manager. Crazy part is I didn't get along with the assistant manager before he came. So I'm not gonna lie, I looked at it and was thinking, is it me? Because what the heck is going on? And I'm one of them people who feel like if everybody seems to be against you, you the common denominator. So that means you probably the problem. But we had a lot of managers and I only didn't get along with two. One wasn't even there yet though. But the one that we're gonna start with is the one who did the most dirt. I remember when he first got there. He for some reason now everybody know when new managers come and stuff, they just make an announcement and tell us I'm the new manager, this and that and that and this, introduce themselves, and that's it. He pulled us in the room one by one for some reason to introduce himself. And then he's reading off of a piece of paper who he is. So, and I honestly think this might be what set him off because when he was in there and he was reading that paper to me and he said, I am been married for X amount of years and I have one stepson. And I said, pause. And he was like, what? I said, did you just read to me that you've been married for this amount of years and you have a stepson? And he was like, and I was like, I said, I had gently took the paper. I said, let me see that right quick. And I flipped it over. I said, now, tell me about yourself. And he was like, oh. And then he started talking. And I was like, I'm Shay, nice to meet you. When he finished, I said, I would look forward to getting to know you, the real you, not the paper you. And that was it. I was just joking or whatever. But after that, I ended up having a car wreck. And it was a really bad wreck, and I couldn't go to work for 3 months. Like, doctor was like, I am not releasing you to go to work, which he didn't even release me after the 3 months. But shoot, my FMLA ran out, and I'm like, oh, no, I'm gonna have to go to work. But so I didn't see this. That was the first time. That was my only interaction with him. Came back after 3 months, and I was greeted with so much love, so many people was coming up to me, hugging me. We miss you, all that stuff. I just so happened to look up. That's why I say hindsight 2020, because it never registered to me then. And I see him staring daggers at me while it was Marie giving me a hug. He was staring daggers at me, and
Oh,
I was
she
thinking,
dropped the
that's
names.
weird.
Look, you like, I don't even, so it don't even
Childish.
matter.
Not so y'all don't even like. So y'all know this real. But back then, I was thinking, that's weird. What he looking at? But I ain't say nothing like that. I was just thinking, oh, I'm tripping. I let stuff roll off my shoulders, especially because I don't know you. And so after that day, it seemed like he just did not like my guts. And I was thinking, that's weird. Like, what's wrong with him? And I remember I thought I was tripping the whole time. And you came and got me and was like, come here, let me talk to you. And I was like, what's up, girl? And you was like, do you know him? And I was like, no, he the manager. And you was like, no, I mean before he got here. And I went, girl, I ain't never seen that man a day in my life. And you said, you sure? Because it seemed like he got some type of personal vendetta against you.
You
And
would
I
have
went,
literally thought that, seeing it from my eyes, you would have thought that, y'all dated or he tried to get your number and you just kept curving him.
yep,
You could just tell that, it was something.
it was
But I'm like,
something.
I don't know if she noticed, but let me see. Let me get the tea from the source.
And I was like, I'm glad you see it because I thought I was tripping. Like I'm like somebody else. I'm not crazy. Like I really thought I was going crazy because I'm looking like I didn't do nothing to this man. Like when I say he was trying to write me up, talking about I'm late. He was trying to tell me I was going to the bathroom for too long. Like he would literally follow me to the bathroom. I didn't know that because he would wait till I left out and then come out. And you was the one told me
That
that
was
too.
weird to me.
Yep.
How anytime you would do anything as far as leaving out of the building, well, suite we worked at, he would literally not even wait 5 minutes. He waited
Hmm.
seconds later and he was behind you,
Yep. And I
acting
remember
as
when
if he got something to do.
right. And I confronted him about the bathroom thing. I don't even know if I ever told you that. But I confronted him about that one day. And I was like, you follow me when I go to the bathroom? Like, that's weird. When I come out the bathroom, you ain't even using the bathroom. You just standing in the hallway. And then when I come out and go back to the suite, you follow me back in the suite. Don't say nothing to me or nothing. You just following me. That's weird. And he was like, because you used the bathroom for too long. I said, newsflash,
Had a
buddy,
timer on you.
I'm in a wheelchair. I can't just drop my pants and use the bathroom like everybody else. And he was like, well, I think it could be faster than that. And I just looked at him and rolled off. I wish I would have went to HR. Over, no, 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 no.
I wish I would have went as well because I'm witnessing it. So
And I
it's
want to
it's
change
different.
that. I
Yeah,
don't wish I would have went to HR because HR is not there for you.
they really not
H-
there to help. But
HR
that
is
just
to protect the
also show
company.
though if something hit the fan and like it has to be some type of court thing, that would have
Mm-hmm.
showed though that it was proof.
Yep. That would have. I wish I would. I
Because
didn't
they be
know that
all in our business.
that
If
part
if you had something going on, they gonna be in your business, interviewing
because
all types of people.
they
So why
had
not use their
interviewed
stuff
me.
against them?
At one point, it was a guy who touched me inappropriately on the clock, and we were back by the storage the little storage area we had. And he came up to me and he real tall dude grabbed me right here and then slid his hand up and I felt my boob move. And I'm like, I tried to push him so hard, baby. He was way stronger than me. It didn't do nothing. But I remember when I went to the boss and I went to HR, and at first I went to the team lead because I'm like, I ain't never been in this situation. Like I don't know what to do. Team lead laughed and was like, girl, you should be flattered and stuff. I can't stand men who think like that. who think you should be flattered or like, oh, it was just a joke. If I say I'm uncomfortable, that's something you take seriously. Girl, that's how I feel about Slim Thug right now. But I'm looking at him in a whole nother different light, but we'll get on that later. But anyways, so HR interviewed me several times to make sure my story stayed the same, to make sure that, oh, or do you feel safe with him? Do you feel like he would do anything to, like, they got all up in my Kool-Aid, baby.
We
And
have a supporter of mine named Bolo Solo. He said, "No, that's toxic and that you spitting." So let's shout out Bolo. He
shout
one of
out
the
to
first
Bolo.
people. He the
But
first one to leave a comment in
come
the chat. But go
thanks.
ahead.
But yeah, so it was just like HR took you seriously then, so I will give them that. And the dude that did that to me did get fired. So, I started feeling a little safe and stuff like, okay. But I never went to HR about the manager. And I do regret that. And what I did learn afterwards though, EEOC. I didn't even know what EEOC was, but this is how far it went. The fact that I didn't know what
Hey, Angel
EEOC
does
was.
lyrics. I'm just shouting people.
And and who told me about EEOC when I got, oh, he fired me, y'all. So
You like, oh wait, by the way, he did fire me.
because I couldn't prove that I went to jury duty. He said, oh, it was a paper you were supposed to get. I didn't know that. Like, I threw my stuff in the trash. And so now we had another manager, a big manager over all other managers, who was like, we don't take those papers. Like, just put it on your timesheet. And I asked them, that manager, do you want me to change my timesheet to sick time or vacation or something? Because I
Shay,
have.
I got to intervene because I was there. I'm pissed off about that because I was there. I was
Hmm.
like, wait a minute. If you're literally trying to fix things and you're telling him the truth about
Hmm.
the mistake, all he had to do was swap it out.
Was swap it. I even went so far because I still had the thing that they sent me in the mail. So I went ahead and just gave that to him because I was like, I don't know what you want me to do. I even went back up there and that lady was like, well, one, you got to, the security guard is the first person I saw. He was like, well, you got to come back next week because they on spring break now. Ain't nobody in there. So I had to wait a whole nother week and then go back. And I went up there and that lady was like, it's not like we can't give you another paper because those have that date on it. And she was like, so we don't have anything to give to you. And I just thought it was just stupid that I'm having to go through all of this.
It was. He made it difficult. Nobody does that.
Mhm.
Like I
Nobody
was
does
there,
it.
I was there way longer than you to begin with. So I
Hmm.
knew that. But it was the fact that you have different managers who handle stuff differently. You got
Yep.
some who are, excuse my language, but I'm finna get the cussing a little bit, that are assholes about certain
Yep.
things, right?
Yep.
We have my kinfolk, Ty Church, what's up?
Hey,
And
Ty.
Bolo Solo said, okay, so it sounds like since you didn't want to get with him, he made it difficult for you to work there.
I don't know. This was a married man.
What it do,
but
CJ Jones?
it do seem like that. Like I had chunked it up to, and this is still my thing for today. I still believe in his day of growing
Wait
up.
a minute. While y'all watching this, getting all this real tea, y'all better hit that like. I better have
The
it's nine
like
people up here. I
button.
got one like. What's really good? I don't even like telling people to do that, but come on, like y'all rocking
Like, you
with us.
not
You
like
want to
this.
rock with us? Go ahead though.
But I feel like somebody, cause he older than me, like he like my mama age. You old enough to be my daddy. You should have been a mentor to me. What are you doing? But I feel like it was a girl he went to high school with that was chocolate and fine like me, and he wanted her, and she turned him down, and so now he don't like Shannon Sharp. I don't like no black woman, and what's the other dude name that football player who be on there with Shannon Sharp? Chad Ocho Cinco, because he don't
He
like
got
black
some
women.
pretty
He,
teeth though.
he do got some pretty teeth and a nice smooth bald head. But you don't like bald headed men?
It ain't
Why
even
you
that.
make
I
that
just don't
face?
like him.
Oh, I'm like him.
And
I
I'm
can
still
cuddle with
young,
y'all,
so
Edgar.
look, not look. I'm like I'm still young.
Nah,
Hold
but
on, we got a comment from Angel Dust.
okay.
She said, "Unfortunately, people rarely admit to mistakes they make themselves, let alone work to fix something, especially
Yeah.
if it's not in the best interest of themselves." Bolo Solo said, "People trying to take advantage of situations that they can completely control." CJ
Yes.
Jones said, "Marriage men, I guess married men, be cheating too for real."
That's
Women
true.
too. Look, we can't even we women, we can't be biased. We gotta keep it a
Yeah,
hundred. It's on
that's
both
true.
ends.
And
People
some
are
of them be
shady.
worse. But yeah, he was doing a lot. And I remember, girl, do you remember that day that Miss Sylvia was like, she threw her
You over
glasses?
here really dropping names, but
I
what?
was
Wait,
telling.
she don't work there. You don't work there. So go ahead, do your thing. But it's
See,
funny.
look, y'all, one day, because every morning we had a meeting, right? So
Mhm.
we all sitting around in the meeting or whatever. I remember taking my glasses off and putting them on the table. I guess I took them off too hard for her. And she gonna say, she threw her glasses across the table. And so he was like, what? and
Oh my
he
god!
gonna say, let me talk to you for a minute. And I was like, after the meeting. And he was like, nah, right now. I said, after the meeting. And he was like, nah, we gonna do this right now. I said, oh, you wanna do this right now at
He
7
stopped the
o'clock in the
whole
morning?
thing. Like, stop the movie.
Right. He stopped the whole meeting. He was in charge of the meeting. He was in the middle of talking. Stop the
Wait a
whole
minute.
thing.
You know when you say Miss Sylvia,
Hmm.
I swear I just can't not forget. In one meeting, she had an outburst and she was like, "Yeah, cause y'all view y'all view me as a dumb nigga," and I was like, "Oh my!"
And
Everybody's
nobody
mouth
knew
had
where that came
dropped, and it's
from.
like nothing happened. But
Nothing
if we
happened.
did something, it's an issue. But she literally said that so loud, and nobody said
And
anything.
it was like a record scratch. Like what?
Baby, that shit was funny.
It
No, we
was.
don't work together. I still work there, but she don't work there.
Yeah, I don't
It's
work there
been
no
what,
more.
5 years now?
Since the ending of 2019,
And I miss
close
my
to 5 years.
friends.
I miss you too, cause you was my work dog,
I
baby.
know.
I'm gonna tell y'all how solid Angie is. When they fired me, baby, she grabbed all her stuff and walked out the bed and was like, I ain't going back. I quit. And I was like, get back in there. I ain't got no
Your mama
kids.
was on our ass too. That girl better not quit. I'm just like, no, they messed up. They messed up on my friend. Nah, this ain't right.
Well,
I'm going to
you
fight the
said
power. Forget me. I
it.
gotta pay bills. I got a child. Like
Mhm.
none of that mattered. It
And
was
that's why
like
I was
right
like,
or wrong.
no. Cause I know how my bills finna get paid still. You got a whole child and stuff. Go back in that building.
Everything is on me. I don't have
Hmm.
no nothing to lean on.
Yep. And so, oh, Miss Sylvia.
CJ
So
laughing at us. Angel
when
just says taking off the glasses was too much for them. They got all afraid. LOL. Bolo said, and yeah, when I was in Texas, the people was hella racist like that. I did not appreciate it that
but he was
when
a
I lived
black
out there.
man. He was a black man. Dark as me.
He came off like a black man
Up
that
the
was
tongue.
a helper of the slave owner.
Yep. Yep.
If
Yep.
y'all catch my drift.
And oh, girl, I keep forgetting Miss Sylvia. So when she did that, and he stopped the meeting and was like, "Let's go in the cause he wanted me to go in a private office with him to talk," and I'm like, mm. And so all of the officers were taken, so we went into the break room because I finally got mad and was like, "Okay, let's do this," because I had been biting my tongue the whole time. And so we went in the break room, and she ran and got another manager and was like, "Pam, come here." And so why when the other manager, cause he in there trying to yell at me, and I thought I'm not your child. Like I was
Hell, I
mean
act
back
growner than
then.
you.
I girl, but I was mean. Like that's why I don't like when people make me mad or when I get like fed up with people because I'm not naturally a mean person at all.
At all.
And I had told him I'm
Now
not
you
your
will tell a
child.
person off.
I will do that.
You would get
I,
somebody together.
baby, when I say, but I don't cut. And with him, I
It's
was
not
in the
malicious at all. It's really you
yeah,
just keeping it real. And some people
that's
can't handle
true.
that.
Now this time I was cutting because I told him I'm not your child. Oh yeah,
Look,
that's
you
I
keeping it good.
forgot. I said I forgot. You want to treat me like your child because you probably couldn't have one of your own. Don't you only have a stepson? I was so mad because then Pam came and she was trying to push the door open and he on the door pushing
Yeah.
it back and they pushing the door back and
Cause
forth.
I'm watching her on the outside do it. And I'm like, what the hell?
I'm just looking like I busted out laughing and stopped talking to him when I saw that because I'm like, this is so unprofessional. Like, what are we doing? And he was like, no, you're not coming in here. And I'm just like, okay. And I just started laughing, and then he started back talking to me, and I'm just
Yeah,
staring at him
okay.
like, and he was like, anything else? I said, you're the show was yours, baby. You talking, you doing all the talking. Anything else? And he was like,
You
no,
wanted
come
me in
on.
here.
Right. But even with the whole what was the girl? Jury duty thing, the paper, the big manager, his boss said, man, leave that alone. And he went over his head
But
and went to
no, I
HR.
gotta call it like I saw it. The head boss, he was a hoe too because he could have
Mm-hmm.
stopped it all. He could have literally, if it was wrong, he could have deaded everything. He
Yep.
didn't have to let it go prolong or nothing.
Yep.
He could have saved your job knowing you was a
He
damn good
could have.
worker,
I
a
was
damn
his
good
one of
leader
his
there.
best workers. And that's why he kept moving me
And
from
you
team
even
to
kept going
team.
to him, so that's bad on his
I
behalf
did.
because it's like before it even got so left, you had told the head person stuff that they say you're supposed to do at your job, right?
Mhm.
And y'all, this is
Over
a
and
corporate
over
job,
and
by the
over.
way.
And I
So,
remember he even said, you go get one other person and I went and got you. And he was like, I'll buy y'all lunch and then y'all tell me everything. We did that. Well, he made us do that 3 different times just for you not to do nothing. And then he just kept saying, have you tried to talk to him about it? Go have a conversation with him. And I'm just looking like, I've been doing it. That's why I'm talking to you now. But every time I would get the same response, go talk to him. What are you here for? But
so let me ask you this:
mm-hmm,
outside of you being in a wheelchair, do you feel
mm-hmm.
like it was anything else that could have possibly been a reason why he was targeting you,
I
even though
don't
he
think it was
targeted
a
me too?
wheelchair. I think it was one we were. Remember when one of them people was like, I always wanted to be popular. I think it was we were considered the popular crew. But I'm looking like this is a job. What are you talking about popular? But I think it
Yeah,
was
that just
that.
never made sense to me. I'm not going to
Mhm.
work to be popular. I can't help if people are viewing me this way, but that is not my goal. I don't give a
Mhm.
fuck about that shit. I'm really
Yep.
just to provide for myself and child.
Yep.
Everything else, it is what it is.
Sure.
That
I never
this
even
is not high
believed
school. We're
it's
grown.
not high school. Like,
Yeah.
what are y'all doing? I didn't even believe in making friends at work until I met you. You and Nicole. And uh, thank y'all. Some of the only ones I still JC. But that was pretty much it. Like, I thought
Bolo, I
everybody
don't
else
think
was
it's safe for
cool.
me to be so blunt like Shay because I still work there. So just know it's a
Right.
corporate job.
I thought it was some cool people there and stuff, and I would even go hang out with them outside of work sometimes. But they knew how I felt. Like we
And
not
that's
friends.
the
Like,
thing, like you're better than me with that situation because I was working there way longer than you, and I never was into the trying to be friends with everybody. And I that's
mhm.
probably why some people didn't like me and viewed me as whatever. But you gave a lot of those people a chance and you spent time with them, had that patience with them to get to know them. I didn't give a damn.
Yeah,
I saw them and I peeped what it was, and I'm like, I'm good on that.
yep,
But you gave them a chance and y'all built some type of bond to where y'all got along and you learned something about them and they learned something about you and y'all
yep.
was shit like cool.
We was cool, and that's why I'm like, that's why when I got fired and nobody like really reached out, none of them supposedly people reached out. I didn't sweat it. I didn't reach out to them. Well, where you been? My feelings wasn't hurt. I didn't cry about it. And the crazy thing, when I got fired, I was in there smiling. One, for some reason, I knew I was gonna get fired that day, and I remember it was gloomy outside, and I was like, "I'm gonna be the sunshine." So I put on a yellow shirt, some white pants, and some white shoes, and I went in there smiling, happy and stuff. When they fired me, cause they gave me some long speech, and I'm smiling the whole time. First,
Girl, why what's his name was standing there as if you finna act a fool and beat somebody down.
they
He's
did
standing
think
there
I
like
was
he's
like,
security.
I knew how they viewed me. Like you, I got called the angry black woman before, and so I know you view me like that. And it was at that job that I called the angry black woman, and I'm
Me
like, I'm
too.
not angry at all, but because I'm passionate and because I actually bring the problems to y'all attention, oh now I'm
Because you
angry.
speak up and you're
Mhm.
not afraid to tell the truth about
Because I
what really
wanted to
goes
make it a
down.
better work environment,
Yeah,
like.
and nothing's wrong with that, but that just shows
Mhm.
you they're okay with it being
Toxic.
dysfunctional
Yep.
and toxic. Yeah, they
Yep.
like that.
Oh, what I was saying with how I knew, like, when I got fired, right? You know, you do the unemployment thing. So I'm filling out my paperwork, and unemployment gotta interview you, and they gotta do their research and figure out, did you get fired for a good reason? Like, what's going on? Or we gonna pay you? So baby, this how I knew it was personal. Because the lady who was covering my unemployment stuff, she called me and was like, I don't know what's going on, but never in my 35 years of working at an unemployment rep have a manager called me directly. She said for some reason he keeps calling me. She was like, never have they ever sent me more paperwork than what I've asked for. She was like, he sent me classes that you've taken. He's sending me your awards, like all of this stuff. And I was like,
It's
well,
showing
stop
that
making me
you
look
were a
good.
great
A great
employee. Like
employee.
you're not helping your case, fool.
Yep. And then she said, you know what? I don't even know.
Cousin
I'm not
Chris,
gonna even
remember my cousin Chris who
oh.
joined our stream last time? He in the chat. He
Mhm.
said, "Hey."
Hey. She was like, I'm not gonna even finish looking through your case. I'm gonna approve you for your unemployment because something ain't right here. And she said, but I need you to do your part and call EEOC. And I was like, what's EEOC? And she was like, equal employment opportunity. And she was like, those are the people you talk to when something ain't right with the company. And I was like, okay. So that's how I learned about EEOC. I wish I would have known it sooner, but
I never heard of him either.
yeah. And it's the fact that you even moving towards like outside the world. I bothered you that much. And I think the reason he didn't like me was the happiness. Like I was a light. And a lot of times people don't like your light. Like the demons inside of them can't handle the light inside of you. So you're a threat.
I think he was just so weak. And as a woman, you showing so much strength and being solidified in who you are despite being in a wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
You showed that that don't define you. It don't stop you from being a damn good worker, a leader at that. And you was showcasing the things that I feel like he wanted, and the fact that you were so liked by people, even though we know they fake now, but you
Mm-hmm.
were like you are a likable person, and people gravitated to you. And with him, who's really
Nobody,
rocking
yeah,
with him?
nobody really liked him, except for the other weak people who were in there. They was on who
And
he
you
seemed
ain't
like a
even
fool.
told them how he tried to keep me from you.
He did. He
Now you
kept
would have
trying,
thought he thought I was his wife or something because
girl, and then
I
tried to
didn't
picture
know
that
I was
kid's
married,
dad.
y'all. I didn't know I was married.
Remember, he gave us a seating arrangements. Like we are grown.
I'm way over here, you way over there.
Way over here. And then the thing is, we're specialized and trained in what we do. So he was trying to put people in those positions that didn't know how to do it. So the big manager having to come in and like, no, put them back. Put what are you doing? Put them back. Like the fact that he got fired 2 months after he fired me is crazy.
Crazy work for real. He came in. You remember? it's an old book. As a kid, we had to read, and the teacher, she was so nice, but the students they wasn't rocking with her, so she came back mean. I forgot what was the name of that book, but
Mm.
he act like that, like he act like the mean version, trying to be that and trying
Like
to make
if
it
you
to
didn't
where.
think he was cool and you didn't kiss his behind, he was mean.
But nobody did. Nobody
Nobody
liked
did.
him. He had no
Mm-hmm.
friends.
Mm-mm.
Hey, best friend.
Hey,
My
Cole.
people in here.
And
Y'all
then
late.
Joe.
Y'all should be the first people in here, Chris. Best friend. How y'all my cousin and my best friend and y'all late? Nah, I'm just playing. Go ahead, Shay. I just
Do
got a mess.
you remember that time he tried to write me up for? Cause he talking about, oh,
Well,
you
he
was
did
late.
write both of us
But
up.
he wrote me, girl. He tried to give me 3
Oh,
write ups in one day.
you gotta tell them. You gotta tell them about you about to fight old girl.
Oh, I was out the fight, girl.
Little arms. That
Baby,
story
anything.
funny, even though it's politics because let you have been doing what she did, your ass
Mm-hmm.
would have been fired
And
then.
it's
But the fact that she was able to do all that hooting and hollering,
all of that hooting
everybody
and
act like they didn't
hollering.
see that. And I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
bitch, you better move.
You did when we was up there at the Christmas party, I think it was, and all I said was hey to her boyfriend, cause we was good friends now. I said hey to her boyfriend, baby. She don't you talk to him. You better not say nothing to him. And all the managers just sitting there looking. Nobody said nothing. She
Eat
ran up on
politely, eat
me.
their food.
They still eating their food. She ran up. Angie said, oh, no. It's not even finna go down like that.
Cause I'm
Girl
just looking
said,
like, really?
right.
You don't think you finna do something?
Girl, I was just staring at
Girl,
her.
I
I
just
just
felt like I could just do this and she gonna
fly.
fall.
Mhm. When
Like a
Angie did
fire,
that,
gone, gone.
not like, shoot. Girl, Angie said, it's not even finna go down like that.
No.
And she went, and took off
But
running.
you was
You was all
annoying.
at the
She
I
was
didn't
like
even
a
say
chihuahua.
anything. I never said a word. I just spoke to you. I went, girl, go check on her. And I was just, and her boyfriend was still standing there talking about
Yeah.
you.
Oh my god. I'm about to jump off the camera. 'Cause wait
He
a
came
minute.
to me. You all right? I said, you might want to go check on your girlfriend. What you boy, get out my
This
face.
one, he just like this, like
Like what? And I'm just
he
looking
was
like
just there. Like what the
he was
hell?
just there.
I
Like
think
you
he
could
maybe
never be
wanted
my
y'all
girl.
to fight because maybe it'll make him seem like
Like he was that guy or something.
he
Ego
was
boost for
not.
him. And I'm never ever gonna fight for you or over you. That girl, it's what do you but it that actually me and her beef actually started before I even moved into the suite with you. It started down when we was on the other team. Cause for some reason, I don't know what her issue was, but she wasn't getting along with nobody down there. And me being me, a good soul, thinking, why she don't never talk to nobody? Why don't nobody like this girl? I'm say something to her. Biggest mistake of my life. Cause when you see nobody getting along with this person and stuff, you got to be know that it's the person. That's the problem. Not everybody just treating her mean. So I learned. And I'm looking like I got discernment. Why I didn't pick up on this, that this girl is a lunatic? Because I'm going to tell you why I really, really was mad at her. Because I had a homeboy that I viewed like a brother. Like we grew up. He knew me when I was walking to when I got in my wheelchair. When I got in my wheelchair, he come at him. It was me, him, and another dude. That we three stooges. And they came to see me down there every day, and I lived down near an hour where they lived in North Dallas. I lived in Oak Cliff at the time. They coming to see me every day. And he committed suicide. So her brother committed suicide. So we bonded off of that. I brought you to my apartment. Like, and I'm thinking we bonded, and then you go one day, like she went and told the manager that I was bullying her, and I went, "What?" Like, cause we hadn't got into it or anything. She just made something up, and I'm the type of person I'm gonna tell you whether I'm gonna tell the truth, whether I'm right or wrong. And so when I went to the manager, and I'm looking like, what? And so I told the manager the whole conversation, like we was not into it. And she was like, well, she didn't tell me. Just remember, she didn't tell me this. And I'm like, well, whoever told you this is a lie. And then when I told her everything that happened, she was like, huh, that's what happened. And I was like, yeah. And I left out, and she was blank and yelled out her name. I'm like, she wasn't the one that told you. And she called her in there and chewed her out. You could hear her yelling through the office, like, why are you lying? And I feel like I went through a whole bunch of spiritual growth up there because I had a whole lot of lessons from the management thinking I was dating one of the team leads and I was never dating him. We just got really
They did
cool.
not want us to have friends.
I did
They
not.
wanted us to be some slaves just working.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
don't let you be friends with the opposite sex. They thinking that
Girl.
we all like,
Cause they kept pulling us in the office and was like, "Oh y'all, I know it's not my business, but you know we can't allow dating each other up here, and we don't want any favoritism." And I'm like, "What?" And it got to a point where I just stopped responding at all, and I'm just like, "Okay, okay," because you're not listening when I tell you I'm not dating this man. So it when I say it was a lot of unprofessionalism going on up there. And this is why I'm like an advocate now for when people going through stuff, speak out and go on hit. I'm I'm caring when it come to work. When it come to your management and all that stuff, become a Karen. Talk, tell, don't hold it in. Because they don't care nothing about you. You just another person on the roster. And if they don't like you and they tired of you, they gonna get rid of you and gonna replace you with the next. If you die, they replacing you that same day. So gone ain't no loyalty when it comes to a job unless you help them build that company from the ground up or something. You got a piece of the pie.
yeah, I've had my, experience as well,
Hmm.
but I feel like we can do that on a part two type of thing. I want this to be your night. So
But we got some stuff that we ended up having to experience together.
true.
Like when oh boy decided he wanted to yell at me, but you was like, hold up, because he kept asking me, hey, can I talk to you? And you was like, no, I don't think right now a good time for her because I was going through something. And he was like, he looked at you and went, can I talk to you right quick? And you was like, I said right now ain't a good time for her. And I just looked at him and rolled off because I'm like, I know he heard her telling her this. So I rolled off. But when I started rolling off, I see another dude approach her. And both of them like yelling at her. I turned right back around, yelling in her face, like, one, this is a woman. Two, where did you even come from? You don't have nothing to do with it. So I turned back around, all four of us in the middle of the floor yelling and going out. Management never came out.
A whole fucking drama scene off a damn play.
And I was mad working there because I'm like, I'm such a light, I'm such a like bubbly type of person. I don't be arguing with people. Like it take a minute for me to start arguing with somebody. And I can't even count how many times I had to argue up there. I was
Yeah,
just
it definitely suck the brightness out of you,
yeah,
and it makes you hate waking up in the morning because you gotta go there.
you
And
gotta
that
go.
sucks. Like that is so unhealthy to get up and do something every morning and you instantly already is
Yep.
in such a down mindset. and it's
Yep.
weighing down on you and you feel it. Like that's so unhealthy to go through.
It
And
it takes a
that's
mental toll
that
on you.
having I had that. In the fact that I'm still working there, it was challenging, no longer having you there. Even though I had my best friend there, I didn't have her all the time as well.
Hmm.
And we're our own individuals, so I got to stand alone regardless.
Yeah.
So the fact for me, and not to make it about me in a
No,
sense,
go ahead.
but the fact that I chose to turn everything around for myself and heal, none
Mm-hmm.
of that shit matters to me. And I don't have no
Yep.
issues. I don't be in no drama. I be minding my own business. I peep the stuff and don't care. I go to
Mm-hmm.
work and come home. I wake up happy and don't be caring about that. So
And that's the mindset, because I'm not gonna lie, by the time before, like a few months before he actually fired me, I'm not gonna lie, I was crying before I would go to work. I would cry. I started having panic attacks when I got off of work. I remember I started going in the bathroom crying to my mama, and my mama like, "Don't quit, you got this." But I am one of those type of people who like, you gonna have to get me out of here. I'm not gonna quit, and I'm not gonna let you feel like you won over me. So you gonna have to fire me, and that was my motto. Like, I'm not quitting, cause you gonna have to fire me, and I'm gonna get unemployment. So you gonna have to pay me to be gone. One thing I will give them, they do pay pretty good. They
touche,
pay pretty
touche. I'm
good.
telling them we worked at a corporate job. Touche,
Yes.
touche. But go ahead.
And I feel like he had to hurry up and get me out of there, because remember, I had started going to other branches of this company and working, not working there, but I got three different job offers from three different of these companies in this branch. And so I was actually supposed to go back up to one of them for an actual interview. But he got me out of there so fast when he found that out. And of course, you can't go anymore to them and stuff, because now you have a bad reputation with the company. So I was like, he did that on purpose. And y'all
Yeah, that's
was working.
crazy.
Yep. It
And what's crazy to me, he did all. I still just don't understand his point because I feel like we'll never know. I feel like the things that we may think ain't
mm-hmm.
what it was. But to me, it was crazy to me. He did all of that, turned around and quit his job just to go back to his old job. So it was just like, was you just trying to be a spiteful person
Right.
and mess up somebody's life because you didn't agree with how they are as a person or you had some type of jealousy? Like people like that,
You
man.
never know what's. And you know what? I just tell people, don't let nobody dim your light. Like, still stay you, stay true to you. And if it's too much, then you can move around. Like, you gotta find different ways to cope with what's going on in life, because you can't
It's
control
all in the
other people.
mindset, your
Yep.
perspective. I was talking to my mama today about that because it was some things within herself. It's not about this topic, but the whole thing, the point is me saying this is it's the mindset.
It's the
Once you
mindset.
change your projective on how you view things and want to view things and worry about the things that you can control, which is yourself, your mind, you know, and how you react to things, then you will stop worrying about the BS.
Yep. When I say, when I when I got fired, the day I got fired, the minute he said you're fired and I opened the door to leave, it felt like a 20-pound weight lifted off of my shoulders. And I never felt the weight, like a feeling like that, of just like, oh, I can breathe. I don't feel suffocated anymore. I never felt that before. And that
Yeah,
day
I
I
was
just said,
definitely proud of you how you handled it.
thank you.
I,
Thank
I
you.
definitely was. You held your head high. You smiled your way out, and you didn't cause no scene or nothing. You
Mhm.
you took you took that shit like a G. I ain't gonna lie.
Even
You
girl,
OG'd
even
that.
when you cleared my locker out, but because you can't go back in there, they have to bring you your stuff. He didn't even bring me all my stuff. One of the most important things being my cell phone, I had to go down to the little desk and ask him, "Hey, can you call up to this suite and tell them like he ain't give me all my stuff out my locker, my phone."
Girl, let that have been me. Girl, I be having my phone. I be girl. I'm gonna be walking. scotch free. I go in there with nothing. Like
Mhm.
that don't sound right. I said with nothing. But I go in there and I don't want to have any type of baggage like the little
Mhm.
lockers they gave us. Girl, I snatch my name off of that thing and I don't go to that locker at all. What I come in
Girl,
with is what I leave with, and it ain't much I
I used
got
to
on me
be
but my
so
phone.
proud. Like, well, one, because that was my first job. So I was
Which
just
I
so proud.
understand. I get that.
hmm And so I was just, and because like I'm a super hard worker and stuff like that, and the job really wasn't hard. It was the people who made it hard. If the people would leave you alone and go sit down, because this was the thing.
Angry. What's
One
up,
minute
angry?
it was, oh, you doing too much talking, you distracting everybody and stuff, right? But then when I would stop, I'm like, okay, you're right. I'll go sit down. I would stop. He would come say, you're not being a team player. You're not talking to anybody. And I'm like, dang, I'm dang if I do, I'm dang if I don't. What do you want me to do? And you figure it out. You know how to read. And I'm like, ain't gonna be no winning. You keep moving the goalpost. And I'm
Yeah,
gonna say
I
that.
just don't like people trying to tell me what to do. That's
That.
gonna make me purposely do the opposite. I don't know.
hmm
Rough around the
I'm
edges.
rebellious some ways too. But it was just like for me, just I'm just trying to be me.
Let it be natural and authentic. Like, why is you
Exactly.
forcing stuff? And
And
then
then
my
my
thing,
thing.
you don't know this because you don't work there no more. But I'm gonna put you
Mm-hmm,
up on game.
mm-hmm,
So all that little BS they had us doing back then when you were there and making it seem like we had to be this way, we had to
mm-hmm.
do certain things, we had to say certain things to certain people, all of this, and they were making it seem like this is gonna get us far, or this is what they wanted to see out of us, and basically stepping us as leaders, right? When we didn't ask to be leaders, right? But they did
Mm-hmm,
it anyways, and it is
mm-hmm.
what it is. Because we know what's up, but
We
now
know.
it's like, bro, how they have it now, you don't gotta do a bitch ass thing. They
Wow.
got they just handing shit out to people. It's people that if I tell you now that got all this success, you gonna be like, how? What they do?
Right. Cause it
Like
was
like
we
what's
were the
the name?
ones. Me, you, and a few other people were the ones who would step up. We would get cross trained and how to do everything up in there. We didn't have to
They
be
don't make
asked
them
anymore.
train people. Like you can pick and choose who you want to
Really?
train. With us, they would make us train people we don't like.
Mm-hmm. Making us.
Dietrich, hey Dietrich.
We steady training people. We steady doing like, and I remember I went out for the team lead position because I'm like, dang, I'm cross trained on almost everything in here, and everybody always come to me for certain things and stuff like that. Now I told you, me and you and some more people should at least one of us should get it, and none of us got it.
I never wanted it.
I
They just
know.
kept trying to force it on me, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna pop my collar a little. I know I'm a leader. I know I
Right.
move in my own drum. I do my own thing, and some people follow the trend. Some people like it. Some people don't like it. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still gonna do me. And
Mm-hmm.
I can't help that I'm a quick learner. I can't help that I'm a likable person. I can't help that when I say something, it moves. Like people move.
Mm-hmm.
They follow my
They
lead
did.
naturally. And
Mm-hmm.
it's not on purpose. I'm just being myself.
Mm-hmm.
And
Same.
that was you too.
I went out for the position because I felt like I was doing the position already. And
Mhm.
he was like, nah, you're not ready for that. He said it just like that, nah, you ain't ready for that. And I went, okay. Cause I'm thinking it ain't gonna make or break me. I'ma still do my job. And then the very next day, I kid you not, it was the very next day. He
Mhm.
came and said, hey, I need you to step up. I said, step up like how? And he described to a T the team lead position. I said, so you want me to be a team lead without the title? He said,
They want
yep,
you to be a team lead without the pay. F the
without
title.
the
I
pay.
want them coins.
hmm He
I'm
said,
putting in that work.
yeah,
Pay me for what I'm doing.
pay me for what I'm doing. I said, absolutely not. And rolled out of there. He was like, I'm not done talking. I said, I am. And then I told you, I said, you know what? I'm not finna go above and beyond anymore. I'm finna do what they tell me to do. Because and that's one thing I did learn too, is don't go above and beyond. Don't be the
Yes,
company
I
superhero
learned
because
that
someone
as
take
well. That's
advantage.
why I was that person. You
Mm-hmm.
witnessed that. I was that person
Mm-hmm.
moving and doing leadership stuff, and I wasn't getting paid for it.
And they
Staying
did.
late
Cause remember we
and not
started a
getting paid for
nonprofit
it.
together.
Fixing people work and not getting
Mm-hmm.
paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I do my work. I go home. I'm
And
not finna. I'm not
remember,
even finna move fast like that. If I just
mm-hmm.
move fast, it's just naturally. But I'm not purposely like, let me help you do this. You need help on that? I ain't asking y'all. Do y'all need help on nothing?
Mm-hmm.
Angie gonna do Angie work, and that's it. I
That's
don't want to
it.
train nobody. I don't want to help nobody unless I'm in a nice mood and really like you. Maybe I help you, but then I'm be like, I don't know how to do that. I don't know. You tell me. Go ask somebody. Go ask your real team lead. Don't ask Angie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I remember when we started that nonprofit. That was just our thing. And it didn't
And we
even have
need to
much
do
to
something like that again. Like
we
I was
do.
talking to Nicole about that
Mhm.
last week.
We do, and we can. I'm all down for it.
We definitely
But
had fun.
remember, he kept following us, trying to make sure we was doing it and stuff like that. But one, that had nothing to do with the company, but they did let us use the company name because we could get further because it was a big name company.
Hmm.
But he kept remember he would call down because we would have to have our meetings in the
Hold on
other.
real quick. I'm so rude. What's up, Robert Brown? Well, go ahead.
Remember, we would have to have our meetings in the other suite. And he would call the other manager down there trying, did they go? How long they
Girl,
been
he
there?
would come down there
He would
first.
come down there too. Like tripping and just like constantly following and like, oh bro, my breaking point. Remember after I had the car, I was in a manual wheelchair for a while, for a couple of months. I remember I couldn't get out the suite fast enough and I dropped a tear. He saw, 'cause I was talking to somebody about God. He saw me drop that tear and hurry up and grab my wheelchair and start pushing me out the suite. And I was like, where we going? And he was like, oh, don't worry about it. I said, no, I don't want to leave the suite with you. And he was like, oh, don't worry about it. You'll be all right. I said, no. And he was like, no, you're going to be all right. Next thing I know, he done pushed me over to the elevators, done hit the button and took me up to the sixth floor. What nothing on the sixth floor but construction work. And I felt very unsafe. And I'm looking around like I said, why are we here?
This
And
nigga
he
finna push me to my death.
like this girl, I
That
really
ain't
was
funny. I'm sorry. I'm
scared.
sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And nah, cause that's how I was feeling at the moment. Like he finna kill me. Ain't nothing
You
up
was in a
here but
scary movie
construction work,
and
and
you
the
was the
construction
star.
workers wasn't even there. And I was like, oh my goodness, I know this ain't how I'ma end. And and he was just standing there for a second because he took us away from the elevators and stuff and moved us over. And I'm looking like, what? And he just standing there not saying nothing. And so I started like kind of trying to roll my wheelchair backwards, like, what is happening? And he was like, what's your problem? And I went, excuse me? And he was like, what is your problem? You know you can talk to me, right? I saw you in the suite crying and whatever is going on, you can open up, you can talk to me. I'm here for you. And I'm just looking I'm just looking at him like out of all the stuff you did, what make you think I would talk to you? And then he
Do
was
you
like,
think I'm? I ain't gonna say that. Do you
he
think I'm
said,
special ed or something?
right. Or easily manipulated. He gonna say, you want to know why I treat you the way I treat you? I said, I would
And
love
y'all,
to.
wait a minute. The way he does it like that.
He,
Go ahead.
girl,
He
you want
does
to
it like
know
just like that.
why I treat you the way I treat you? And I'm like, I would love to know that. And he was like, because when you get out there in the real world, you black woman, they not gonna treat you right. They gonna treat you just how I'm treating you now. So I'm trying to prepare you for when you go out there and they treat you like this. I said, whoa, 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 whoa. I've had a white manager. I've had a Hispanic manager. Sure, I've even had other black managers. I've had an Asian manager.
And they ain't
And
never did that.
they ain't never did nothing remotely close to none of this.
He
And I,
overstepped boundaries as a manager.
mm-hmm,
And he did that more trying to dictate your life and how you move as an individual within the work site.
mm-hmm.
But he never really was really on the work aspect. He
Yeah,
counted more on us to handle the work and get things done, because if it was an issue within the work, and you would think as the manager,
he would catch
my
it, but
dude would
we
know.
constantly
But
called it.
anytime it's a problem, he's sweating, he's circling around, he looking for me
Mm-hmm.
to figure the problem out. He looking for you to figure the problem out. And it's just like, now, excuse my language again, but my nigga, if you wasn't so much in our grills worrying about
Mm-hmm.
how we move,
You wouldn't know
you
how to
go
do his
handle, yeah,
job.
because you handling the business aspect as the higher up other
Mm-hmm.
than us.
I actually sat him down one day to try to teach him the job because I'm looking like this don't make no sense. And I was in there telling his manager, this don't make no sense that he's supposed to be in charge of us. And he don't know this job. He don't know the work. He's telling me, did you ask him if he knew what he was doing? I said, I work with him every day.
Baby, he was too
He,
busy trying to clock when we going to the bathroom and what time we came back.
girl, he wrote me up because I was outside in the morning. I fell out my wheelchair inside my car, but I fell out my wheelchair. I called, and I'm like, I'm finna have to call 911 because I fell out my wheelchair. He wasn't at his desk, so I called his manager. His manager said, "Okay, don't even worry about it, marking late or anything like that. Just get up here when you can." I said, "Okay, cool." Call 911. They came, picked me up off the floor of my car, put me back in my wheelchair. I go immediately into work. Like y'all just don't know how much of a hard worker I was. I remember one day I when I first started working, I used to catch a train to work, and it was a big garage that we had to go. The train would stop on the roof of the garage, and we would have to come down and then cross like this huge parking lot. We had to cross the street and then a huge parking lot to get to the building. One day it was pouring down rain, and my chair stopped in the back of the parking lot with it still raining. Security just so happened to be driving by and saw me. He got out the car and pushed me from the back of the parking lot to the front of the building and took me upstairs. And I had to call I called a company that came out and fixed my wheelchair in the middle of the floor. That's how dedicated I was. And my boss kept saying, "Girl, go home." That's before he was there. She was like, "Go home." I was like, "No, I'm here now. I'm gonna do the job." She was like, "But you're soaking wet." And I was like, "I know, I'll be all right." And I stayed. I used to do that all the time. Even when he was there, like, I'm looking like, "Nah, this is just who I am. I'm not gonna let you stop me or change my character."
Yeah, because
So,
I can attest to happen something that happened to me where I had to stay late and fix
mhm,
something. You could have been left, but you chose to stay there with me and help me while he's just hovering over me, watching me fix somebody else's
mhm.
problem. You was on some, hey Angie, how can I help you? What you need from me?
And you
Didn't get
would
that
think
from him.
him being supposed to be leading by example, that he would have been the one like, "What can I help with? What you need me to do?" But you
We
can't do
led
that when
that
you don't know the
team. Like
job.
it wasn't just us two. We had other
Hmm.
people too. But
Yep.
it was some of us that was individuals that was naturally leaders and just
Yep.
was trying to do our job.
Mm-hmm.
That
Shoot.
we was making that team move, even with that's our time,
I
even
know.
with our manager being incompetent.
Mm-hmm. And remember, I ended up volunteering to be on the fun committee, and we would like make
He
the
wasn't even trying to allow us to even be a part of good things that we could have been
mm-hmm,
doing within the job community outside
mm-hmm,
of just working there,
yep,
like volunteering, helping
yep,
the homeless. That
yep.
stuff was an issue for him.
Even what was it called? Toastmasters. Like I wanted to do Toastmasters through the company because it was the bigger brand and stuff. And I ended up starting to do that. However, he decided he wanted to start his own Toastmasters type of deal, and he
Trying
didn't
to
want to let me
control,
go.
control the
Mhm.
environment.
He didn't want to let me go. So and he was like, "No, join mine." And then when I was like, "No, why would I join yours? You don't even know how to talk regular, like just every day to day. Like what the heck?" And then
Why you
you
say that
won't,
while I'm drinking some water?
you can't talk without spitting, and then
And
you
sweating up
smell
a
like and
storm.
sweating. It's smelling like cigarettes. I never seen a
Oh
black
my God.
cigarette.
Why did you bring that up? No, not
Yes.
the cigarettes.
Girl, remember, and they was black. I ain't never seen a black cigarette
Right. What
before.
kind? I still don't know what kind of cigarettes those
I
are.
have
Like
no
black.
clue. And they stunk like crazy. And he would just chain smoke. And remember, like it wouldn't even be break time. He would be outside smoking cigarettes and coming back and
And be
constantly
all in
beeping.
your face with that old wolf stuff. Ugh.
Mm. And you looking like, you know, no, I got
Hey,
it.
so what's going on?
And he wanted to be like this close to talk to you, and you looking like, bro, that one a
Boundaries.
regular person that I actually like don't talk to me this close. Back up.
You did,
Remember,
because you do say you do say stuff like that, like back up, but you don't mean it. You
I
don't
was
mean it in a mean way. It's just straight up like get back, give me some
I'm
space.
I a lot of times, like throughout my whole life, people used to tell my granny used to say, "That's my bar none one right there." Man, I just speak my mind. I don't mean, and a lot of people like me because I speak my mind, but
I do.
they know my heart. So I'm like, I'm super, super sweet, and I don't really say stuff in a mean way. So in
Very
my
helpful, very, very sweet, yes, and
thank
supportive. And yeah, you gonna ride. Wheelchair, don't let the wheelchair fool you. She still can fight. She still like all this like gonna get with you on all types of levels. Like
you
ain't
know
nothing
what?
stopping her.
I feel like God knew to put me in this chair because ain't no telling what I would be like walking, probably in everything, fighting and stuff. But because I'm one of them people who save other people, like I be looking like I can take it, I can take it, you say whatever to me. But when it come to other people, when you start mistreating other people, especially in front of me, I'm like, oh nah. And that's when one of the dudes we used to work with had, he was like, you know who you remind me of? Martin Luther King. And he was like, nah, Martin too nice. He was like, nah, you Malcolm X. And he was like, nah, you know who you are? Mia X. You Mia. And I was like, I take that. I like her.
You know what he called me?
What?
Harriet Tubman. He always told me that I be on some fights of
We
power.
rolling in the
And
right
then he
crowd.
said, because I can get people to do stuff. And I'm like, I just
But
asked.
you don't,
And
and the thing, you don't expect them to do it or nothing
I
like
don't.
that. It's just the minute you say, "Hey, can you do this?" Because for some reason they wanted to be your friend just so bad. You when I
It still
first got there,
happens to
you
me. I don't
stay
know
to
why people do
yourself,
that.
right? And when I first got there, I didn't understand it. I'm gonna be honest, not because of you, well, because of you, because you only kept your headphones in. You spoke when you came in the building, and that was the only thing we would hear from you. You wouldn't say nothing. And I'm just looking like, and they, yeah, because Angie, oh
Look,
yeah,
on
Angie.
YouTube, they don't know that I'm really like reserved. I'm to myself. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm quiet, but I am a little reckless, ratchet, goofy, but I'm really just chill for the
Yeah,
most part.
and then because I was surprised, you was the one who started like me and you talking, because they had put me down there, and I think somebody else was supposed to train me, but then you saw that they weren't really doing it right. You was like, "Come here, girl, I'll show you," and I was like, "Oh, she talk." That's what my thought was. Oh, she be talking, and then from there we just was like that. We was cool after that. And they sent me back down, and then we kind of wasn't talking to money. When they sent me back, you was like, "Why you ain't never come down here to visit me?" And then we just started talking again, and we've been cool ever since.
Yup.
That's my dog.
But our time is up.
Yep.
So we thank everybody who sticked around from beginning
Uh,
to end or popped in whatever they could. Like we appreciate the support. Like we really
yeah,
do.
really do. Thank y'all for listening to part of my story.
It's gonna be a part two. Hopefully we wasn't too all over the place and y'all can make sense out of what we were
That
saying. Cause
ADD is
when we
real.
talk like that, like we some people who we have 20 conversations all in one, y'all.
Yeah.
And tell them your stuff so they can find you. You know, if some people
Actually, my
interested
name, ShaeSpeaks999, is where you can find me on the other platforms. So
on all.
Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. You can find me there. And I just do like my life stuff. Cause a lot of people, I remember, especially when I was trying to date, people would ask me like, well, how you take out the trash? How you do this by yourself? What? You independent like that? I ain't never think. And a lot of men really don't care about you being in a wheelchair as long as you're independent in your wheelchair, like you still a regular woman. So I just show my life, and hopefully people get motivated. Like, oh wait, this girl in this wheelchair doing this, I can do this too.
Baby, she be throwing down up in the kitchen. Y'all gotta. She need to start making. Don't you be making cooking videos? I think you have.
I'm starting to make more though,
Girl was
cause
out there and making her, fixing her garden, y'all. She be doing more than me. And I can use my legs. Like she be putting me in thing. I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. But
girl,
it's
I'm
very
trying.
inspiring.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
Of course, we
We
was supposed
supposed to be
Hey,
doing that
you
too.
planted the seed of me even being on this type of platform doing things like this. If it was not for you believing in me, pushing me, and being so motivational for me and seeing me for who I am
Hmm.
and having that patience with me, I wouldn't have been on her. So I have to salute to you because
Thank
I
you.
wouldn't have been on this. It really this is because of her that I'm on here. Like she planted the seed, y'all. So
Thank you.
definitely
But
always gotta show love to Shay.
thank
But
you.
you got any final things? You good? You said what you had
No,
to
I
say.
hope y'all did actually take something besides our rambling from this, cause it. If you look past all the laughter and stuff, we're just laughy type of people. The story is deep.
Yeah. We can make light of it now because it's
Hmm.
happened already, but seriously, it's not okay.
Yep. And that's
Good.
it, girl. Yeah.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.
All love in the stream.